letting you guys know I'm making a new revised version of my emergency tactical bug out equipment emergency pack in case of disaster, natural or man-made. Anyway, I decided to make an updated video upon request from a few people who wanted to know what my new gear looks like, and seeing it assembled and on, it looks better, so you get an idea. It weighs about 50 pounds with everything. Yes, it is a little heavy, but the distance I have to go, the weight will probably shave off about 15 pounds through time, so it put me about 35 pounds by mid-trip, so which is basically I can deal with it. But anyway, just want to kind of go through a few things with you. I got these fleece-lined water-resistant gloves that are thin and still protect me from the cold elements, so I can maneuver my fingers and do things that I got to do. I have several different types of LED lights, and they go on my head. I got some on my hair so I can look around. Hang this from inside the tent. I do have a tent inside of all this stuff. I got glass sunglasses. I got for dark lenses for during the daylight, sun blaring, bright summer days, bright winter days. I got clear ones, so if I want to see, I just put them on and I can see what's going on. Anyway, my crossbow for hunting has no tactical advantage. Basically, if you're coming up onto an aggressive situation, you can probably get off one hit with this, and unless you're on an elevated position and have time to reload, pretty well, it's a one-shot thing. If you can't take all of them out with one shot, you're in trouble. So it's not a tactical advantage by having that. So anyway, I'll just kind of do a little roundabout on explain a little things on my backpack here. The tube on the back protects it's a cylinder for my arrow. Other words called bolts for crossbow, but for my arrows I have that. Protects it. Water purification up from the top of that. 2 water bottles. I wanted to go with the water purification system. It's much easier to deal with than lugging around water because that's 6 pounds a gallon. That's a lot of weight to be hauling around. And as you can always see, I got enough weight for this. And then on top I have my sleeping bag, which goes down to 0 degrees to keep me warm-ish in the cold winter nights. And obviously, it is a little heavy. I got food, freeze-dried food in here. I got protein stuff, basically stuff so I don't have to do any camping or hunting for at least 6 weeks. I decided to do that because the first month to month and a half of being anywhere, you really want to get into a tactical advantage area, and you really don't have the time to stand around and hunt. I figure once I get past the crucial point, then I can start hunting. But until then, so it doesn't slow me down to get me where I need to be, I decided to go with the freeze-dried food. Yes, it adds probably 6 pounds total into my bag, but as time goes on, I'll eat them, protein bars, all this other different stuff, keep my calories up. They say 2,000 calories a day, but to be honest, in the survival mode, you're going to be lucky if you get 500, just to be honest. So anything above 500, I'm figuring, is like a luxury meal to me. And you really don't want to get that low on calories per day. But remember that you're in survival mode. It's not, you don't have the ability to order steak and have your sour cream with all the calories on top of it. It is survival. That's why it's called survival. So, roughing it, back in the old days, the ancestors, they didn't have a 2,000 calorie a day thing. They had whatever they can get their mitts on, they ate. So that's what you're going to be doing, get your mitts on something and eat it. So I'm going to be doing a video. I have a lot of requests, people sending me about all the different stuff that I have in my bags and on my vest, my leg pouch, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be doing another video on all of that. So anyway, kind of give you a rundown of what I got here. I divided up the weight. It's about 50 pounds total. everything I got. Took it down and weighed it. As you can see, everything pretty well comes off pretty easy. I put some protein stuff. I got parts for my arrow and all that kind of stuff inside of here, my hunting tips, batteries, protein bars. I got 100 or 200 rounds of 25 caliber for my 24 caliber pistol, unit armor, Raven is what it's called. And then for up here, my 9mm. It's a 9mm Taurus. 45 is probably the more common gun out there, but honestly, 45 to me is just too much of a pop punch, and the ammo does weigh a little bit more than a 9mm, so not much. But when you're talking about carrying enough, you're dealing with a little more weight. Here I have 400 rounds of 9mm, plus I have 7 magazines, and there's 8 in each one of those magazines, so I got about 450 rounds of 9mm average, somewhere in there. Then I have 4 magazines for the 25, so I have plenty of ammo and magazines for defense purposes, but it's all close proximity technical defense, because you're not making a long-range shot with a pistol unless you're really, really good. And the luck has to be pretty well dead on. Not in Hollywood, we get ding, and then the guy 600 yards out dies. It's not like that in real life. Well, anyway, so for my protection, I have a machete. Obviously, it's mostly for cutting down trees, sawing, or popping and prying things open. This is a very durable one for chopping wood. In my backpack, I have a lightweight axe for actually cutting wood, so I don't dull up this. I do have sharpening stones for this stuff in my pack, which I'll get to that in the video. Then I have my military knife. I like the curve in the grip, so it fits your hands better. So no matter which way, if you're cutting, defense, then it's easier to hold. So anyway, so that's my defense, and my defense. So I have 4 ways of protecting myself with close proximity. Anyway, thank you for appreciating your time and entertaining us with me, giving you a little eye of what I have created as far as my emergency go bag. And I hope to get some good response from you guys, or any suggestions would be great. The one thing I can suggest is for you to start making your own emergency bag, watching videos, figuring a plan. Your family should have a plan, your household should have a plan, and not just a plan, several plans. We're talking such as, say the power goes out. How are you going to get home? How are you going to communicate? What are you going to do in the middle of a crisis? And then it depends on the crisis. Well, obviously, if a big, huge winter storm's coming, you should be prepared totally different than what are you going to do if it's a complete, total blackout. What are you going to do in an earthquake, or a tsunami, or say even a terrorist attack? You have to have some kind of a plan, emergency. And that's from either staying at home, standing your ground, or getting the hell out of town. One of the worst places you can do is probably be in the city when all hell breaks loose, because people don't usually carry more than a week's supply of food, and you can probably cut that in half, because half of it goes inside of a refrigerator, and will probably, if they don't cook it and eat it for the first day, it's going to go to rot. So it's going to be worthless food. So guess who? They're going to come knocking on as soon as they find out you have some rations in your house. So you better be ready to defend it if you stay at home, and that means all kinds of different ways. I suggest solar power generators. You can find them on eBay from $900 to $6,000. They have portable solar power generators, and the great thing about solar power versus gas is most people don't have the resources to keep enormous amounts of supply of gas. Maybe 2 to 10 gallons is average. Well, you run a generator for 2 days straight, it's like 6 gallons of gas. So you're going to go out of gas in a couple of days, and then what are you going to do? You're not going to have resources for getting it. So solar powered generators are probably the best way to go. As long as there's sunlight, you have power. So research that, figure out if you want a portable. Because if you have a portable, you can throw it in your car, take it with you. If you have a camper, RV, you can slap it on there and plug it right into your RV, and you have a continuous power supply inside of your camper or driving, you come across something at the house, whatever, you plug it in, you throw the solar panel, and you have power. And then you can have lights, electrical, you can charge your devices, music, iPods, stuff like that. Say, you know a big storm's coming, you plan a power outage. So you have gear, you have food, you have water. 2-liter bottles of soda, you can rinse them out, put water in it. A gallon milk jug, just rinse them out, put water in it. You can even put water in 5-gallon buckets, jars, anything you can get your hands on and clean it out and put water in it and supply it, stock it somewhere, and put a piece of tape on there, put the date. Every 6 to 12 months you rinse it, put fresh water in it, and then you redate it from that date. That way it continuously changes the water supply, so it's fresh. And you should have freeze-dried food, canned goods, jar, you know how to preserve stuff, stuff that you can put in jars, fruits, stuff like that, vegetables. Start making a stockpile. You should at least have 30 to 60 day supply of any kind of food for however many people is in your house. And if you have, say, 4 people, you're probably talking a lot of food. So then you should be figuring out what are you going to do about protecting that food, which is you have 2 sources. You have your cabinets with your foods in case you get looted. They can take it, say, oh my God, you can have everything in the cupboard. It's all we have. They'll leave us something. And then they take it, and then they go off on their merry way. You and your family safe, and your real food supply is not touched. So these are the things that you should be studying and learning and tactics. Not only with natural disasters by Mother Nature, we're talking man-made by war, terrorism, economical collapse, blackouts, you name it. It could be anything. You should be having a plan with your family about anything. That's all we're saying. So anyway, educate yourself, learn, make a best tactical kit for your emergency situation, for you, yourself, your family, your friends, your immediate. If you want to travel in a group is great, but it's good for tactical. Like if you're out and you come across a bunch of people and they want your supplies, it's easier to defend with more people. If you have the lone wolf and you're fighting a pack, it's going to be pretty hard. So there's pros and cons to each way. But for me, I'm probably going to do lone wolf until I get to a point where I feel comfortable. Within 72 hours of any kind of a situation happening, you should already be gone or fortified inside of where you're going to stay. And if you're going to stay, be prepared for worst case scenario. Be prepared for no communications. Be prepared for no information. What are you going to do about surviving? And that's what I suggest that research will help you with. For me, where I'm at in an emergency situation, I'm not staying here. I'm gone. I'm grabbing my stuff and out the door I go. I have several different plans, from being able to throw all my gear into my car and take it off, to walking. And I have several different courses plotted. Have water sources along those places. I have all kinds of ideas and things and trails and stuff like that I can go. But the thing is you want to stay away from main roads. You want to stay off of highly populated areas, like cities, towns, stuff like that. So, and you want to avoid all those places until you get to where you want to be. For me, that's a long way from here. And that means I got a lot of lone wolf stuff to do. So traveling in a group that just so happens to be going in the same direction I am is going to be very hard to find in this situation because people are going to be scavenging. They're going to be running out and looking for whatever. An idea to try to open your eyes is a video. It was a movie that premiered on TV. It was called America Blackout 2013. And then there was one called Blackout. It's the English version from England of the same type of movie. I suggest you go out on YouTube and you watch both of those videos to kind of see what it probably will be like in the middle of an emergency. It kind of opened my eyes with Katrina. When Katrina happened, all these people had no supplies, no health, no nothing. So you stay in the city, it's going to be bad. So my suggestion is you educate yourself and make yourself a plan. Decide on what's best for you and what's best for your situation and whatever circumstances you're in. So anyway, if you have any questions, please leave comments. Please leave some information. If you want to know a little bit more about some of the gear that I got going on, I have another video that I'm making of basically I'm taking everything out of everything and I'm going to line it up and go through it, making a video so you all know exactly what I have in the pack, so you can see how it all, you can see it on the table, but visualizing it on is a totally different thing. So I got a lot of good feedback from people that I did share this with, and saying that it's good to see the final product assembled, but I'm actually going backwards because I am going from assembled product to it being laid out so you can see what I got. It just makes things so much easier, and if you have any questions, like I said, please leave a comment below, email me, call me, text me, whatever you feel. I will be happy to help guide you in the correct direction. So I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and be safe, and remember, make a plan.